that period, you couldn't find these receipts. But suddenly a miracle has happened. And the miracle is same ball pen. And I don't know, why do we even have the yellow shading on the amount? What is being concealed under? So kindly answer to those queries and provide the original receipt book so that we are satisfied, because for me, purely, I don't know, I don't want to say fraud. That is too strong a word. Maybe you can find a lesser term to use. Can you explain, CS? Honorable Kandafula, before you come in.
Okay, thank you so much, Chair. I will refer that query
No, before you respond, Honorable Kandafula, as a follow-up question.
I think the question that I asked hasn't been answered. Okay, between collections and banking, after that person has banked, the one who took those monies, have a procedure whereby those bank receipts from the bank are given to someone, because it's after banking that someone cannot keep even the receipts again, so that you know that when they do banking, you make sure that the money has been banked.
CS, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. I will refer the matter to Director of Finance for clarification.
Yeah, we need an answer for this serious. Yes,
thank you, Chair.
Director of Finance.
First things first, let me pick the question that Honorable Member of Parliament picked.
Yeah.
There's a process, Chair, collect revenue, and we've made that separation of duty is highly respected. So what it is that my revenue collector will be on the ground collecting revenue using government. After collecting that revenue, that money is actually forwarded to the cashier, who would then issue a treasurer's receipt to the cashier who was at the ground of correct. Those treasurer's receipts are the ones that we have actually presented, Chair. So upon receiving of the same funds, the cashier will have the responsibility of now banking. Process that we have adopted. I submit, Chair.
Honorable Kangombe.
Yes.
Okay, Honorable Kandafula.
Yeah, what I'm saying, that cashier goes to bank. Then after any modalities to counter check if that money has been banked, they don't even bring the receipts to you daily, because this is supposed to be the normal procedure.
Thank you, Chair. So the cashier will come with the depot slips. If you look at it critically, Chair, the evidence that we have given, we have attached some reports in terms of the depots using mobile transactions that are attached. If you look at it, those attachments that are actually correlating with what we have given as evidence, Chair.
CS, I put it to you that since you are attaching these receipts, why didn't you even just avail the receipts to the auditors? To the auditors at the point of audit, not to us. We are not interested in these bulk reports. Why didn't, if you had these receipts, okay? But you didn't issue receipts to the persons who paid. I think that is where the audit query is, isn't it? Somebody makes a payment, and then the receipts were not issued. You maybe provide these electronic receipts to the auditors at the time of audit. Were they given to them? CS?
Thank you, Chair. I know the DF will pick it. Possibly, Council Advocate can shed a little bit of light on it as well.
Okay, Director Finance.
Sure. What it is that when these funds are receipted, Chair, there is always a deposit slip that is attached to the receipts. So that is the procedure that we do, Chair. Then our internal audit at a time of depositing again will pick it and verify if truly what was collected at the collection center is what we have actually banked. So that is the system that is there. I submit, Chair.
And then, Honorable, okay, honorable members, follow-up question on this. Honorable Kangombe.
Well, I'm just interested to learn. We have internal audit, we have town clerk, we've got director finance. After this interaction that we have, is there acknowledgement on the part of management that there are certain systems they have to put in place to ensure that this doesn't happen again? Because that is why we are interacting. The chair said we don't want you coming here over things that can be managed at a local level. So, Chair, that is my question.
Yes, so Honorable Kandafula.
I think it's like we are mixing the two, because this question arose, this unaccounted for revenue,
okay,
which was never, I think all I can say, which was never deposited until this person was had to pass through these disciplinary actions. So what I was trying to find out is after, because you collected these monies, but here you are saying that
on page
8 question.
Okay.
The observations of the Auditor General acknowledged, and this was due to banking. This was due to delayed banking. This is the reason why I was asking, is there any other modality so that if that daily banking, at least someone should be responsible to say after banking, you take the receipt to someone. It became delayed banking for days, and this money was lost. So I was just trying to find modality whereby after banking, someone gets responsibility to make sure that that money has been banked at that particular day.
Okay, I'm sure Honorable is clear. So we've separated the... Okay. The query is concerned with his unaccounted for revenue. When the auditor came, they discovered that there was some revenue that you couldn't account for. And then you come today to this committee and report the reason we couldn't account for that revenue, it was due to delayed banking. And you are saying management instituted disciplinary proceeding against the officer involved and recoveries have been made. That is his question. So now is just a question. You can respond to that. Then we come back to the receipts. CS. I hope we are not mixing you up.
Not really, Chair. We are following you very well. The delayed banking before comes in occurs as a result of our environment. In NSAMA, we do not have banks. The next is 245 kilometers, and mostly we only survive with those who have very little float, and hence we have been in a situation at the time of the audit that money was being kept. And of course, Chair, there were flaws, of course. We delayed because of that, and we learned, and this is why we have provided in the evidence that we have come up with other means.
Okay, maybe CS, when the auditors came, where was this money kept? Because they are saying uncounted for revenue. The revenue could not account for. So where was this revenue when auditors came? Because it was, even if you direct CS, the money would be here. Then the auditor will come to you and say, CS, why is this money, what is this money doing in your custody when it's supposed to be? So we are not dealing with a matter of delayed banking. We are dealing with the missing funds, money that you didn't account for. I don't know if I'm making my point very clear. So it's you who is banking. So at the point when they came, you could have simply said, okay, the money is here. In fact, it is accounted for. Here is the money. The reason is we just delayed to. So separate delay banking and not finding the revenue at the time when the auditors came. CS.
Thank you so much. DF Pickett.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. The officer in question, Chair, actually delayed in terms of banking, such that he had ended up those funds, such that we
So,
instructed.
sir, stop there. So the issue of not delayed banking, the issue is theft or misappropriation of funds. So that's why we couldn't account for that money, because it was used. It was stolen for better of a luck term. Hence, that's why you are disciplining him not for delayment. It's to use. That's why you are even recovering it, because he misused. He just imagine, sir, you are coming all the way from NSAMA to just come and tell this committee now that the officer used the money. You could have dealt with this matter. Just tell the auditor, oh, this guy has the revenue collector collected the money and used. Matter closed. Even the same the principal audit query receipts. You have to travel from NSAMA to come and prove to us that you had receipts somewhere. I mean, I don't know what honorable members think. Honorable Kangombe.
Well, Chair, like I always say when we have local authorities appearing, we want to reach CS a stage where councils are centers of excellence. Now, centers of excellence must have basic systems, okay? When the auditors arrive, they don't just arrive in NSAMA without notifying anyone. They'll send a letter. Oh, as per standard practice, we will be coming on this day. So when you receive that letter, management will sit to prepare for the auditors. Internal auditor should now be able to say, me from my office, the things I've picked out are as follows. Then the auditor arrives. When the auditor arrives, they will pick out randomly maybe 15 issues. They will give you 14 days to respond. Query number 1, query number 2, up to the 15th one. At that stage, the chair is saying, these are things you should, unless they are so complicated. So that is why Chair was asking, based on today, what systems now are in place that will guarantee us that you won't come back to CS with your team with the same audit queries? That is why we are interacting. Chair, that is my question.
Yeah,
Systems.
So maybe we can help the CS to simply amend their response. Instead of saying due to delayed banking, you simply say the money was misappropriated and the officer has since been post. Yeah, you make amendment, okay, on the issue that the honorable members raised. So yeah, and then you can make some comment on the issue. You have agreed to amend that submission, isn't it?
Thank you, Chairman. That is correct. We take note of that. We sincerely apologize. I think.
Then you can deal with the issue of systems.
Thank you so much. With regards to systems, DF Pickett.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, so what we have done is that we have adopted the cashless system where we engage Cellulant as a company who are using TIN. So that is what we have done, and we have gone into a contract with them. So that is the system that we are using, Chair. So there is nothing like using cash or at the point of collection. So we are using mobile, then the mobile money is transferred into TIN. So that is the system that we've adopted. I submit.
Honorable Chala, it's a different question. Okay, maybe before we go, do you have the internal auditor?
Yes, Chair.
Where is the internal auditor? So when did you last audit the local authority books? Internally. A full-fledged internal audit. When was the last time you did the audit?
Thank you, Chair. That
if you are at all.
Was in April 2025. That's when I did for the OA for 2024.
Okay.
But for 2024, I've been preparing quarterly reports.
No. It's a simple. You do us the internal audit, you have given the answer, Honorable, because, I mean, we have these internal auditors who should be the ones speaking out these issues. Yes. Okay, and immediately the external auditors come. In fact, you should be the first point of entry. Let's see the books, what if the statements of account, and so on and so forth. And even at your stage, the auditors would be satisfied and pack their bags and go. Anyway, Honorable Chara, your question.
Thank you. I think on the salaries paid to officers on the wrong salary scale on page 63 of the Auditor General's report.
Page 1 and 2 of your submission, sir.
Yes. You have submitted that the overpayment arose from management's on pay statements presented by the officers upon reporting to the council on transfer. Management has since written to the respective the officers are currently serving, requesting the remittance of overpaid amounts totaling to 26,868 to NSAMA Town Council. This is statement, I'm failing to understand. You are trying to relay the information to this committee. Here is an officer who has come, because here you are saying this officer is with you. Again, you are saying he has been transferred somewhere. After you have discovered you were overpaying this person. That's what you are saying here. You are overpaying the person, and then this officer has been transferred somewhere. Then you have written a letter to that council that they can start deducting the money to be remitted to your account. So, can you clarify where, how this officer came with the letter? You started paying him, then he has been transferred. Then you realize that no, actually is on the wrong scale. And for how long?
CS, if you need to bounce, you can go proceed.
Thank you. DF?
DF.
Thank you, Chair. So, Chair, the issues were picked after the officers were transferred to their respective councils. But in terms of computations of salaries, we based on the salary pay statements that they came with from their previous councils. As Chair, the Office of the Auditor General had to pick it. So what we have even done, Chair, is that we have communicated to them and we have forfeited their leave days, which we have not transferred to where they have actually been transferred to. So we have such evidences with us here.
DF, we have understood, maybe to just help the committee. There are these two officers who are transferred from wherever they were to NSAMA, okay, with a transfer letter that Honorable Kasandwe from Bangolo has been transferred to Chimfikamfinsa or Chimbamilonga, okay, as the MP, for example, with an appointment, with a transfer letter. That transfer letter carries my number 58, which is that employee's scale number, his scale. If it's officer number 5303, with that letter will state that is at this scale, eh? LGOSS number 203. Then he submits that transfer letter to the powers that be. Okay? And then he also produces a, let me not use a let me just say a pay slip. Then he also produces a pay slip too. He has two documents. A transfer letter, which is indicating his scale, and also the pay slip. Okay? And this guy, this officer is put on payroll using the pay slip, not the. And later, during his service, is transferred to councils. And when the auditors came, they picked it. So the query is, you are supposed to pay these two based on their scale. But then, what made you use the appointment or the transfer letter instead of using his scale written on his transfer letter, but to use the payslip. Who does that? So this is the query. Okay, the officer now, of course, you are recovering from, it is not his fault, basically. So, but he has to pay to receive the money he was not entitled to. So the question is, why in the first place your decision on statement, not the scale, which was indicated on transfer letter? I am sure there was a scale in the letter of transfer. CS.
Thank you, Chair. Even before I say a word, I know Director Planning will say something. But Chair, it's a lesson we learned at NSAMA Town Council. It's a bitter one, of course, where we did not verify that this salary scale and the amount that were shown on the payslip were the same. But I think Director Planning, you had something to add?
No, you have answered, sir. You've admitted that is a given. It's enough. We don't have to prolong because you've already said you've learned a lesson. You have to check, compare, and so on and so forth. Any other questions, honorable members, before we have another witness pending? Maybe we conclude from, unless there is a comparing question, Honorable Kandafla. CS, do you want more questions?
Chair, this is more than adequate.
Okay. Yeah, because people used to say yes even before they understand the question. But you did understand the question anyway. So CS, we just want to bring to your attention a few issues that you need to take care of as you manage your council with the officers that are tasked to news are collected. So number one, you need to strengthen internal controls. Mr. Auditor, I think this is your job, to ensure that the council are doing the right thing. Don't just approve things and so on and so forth. So strengthen your internal controls, then improve your revenue mobilization. We know in some revenue base may not be a wider one, but that's why you need to come up with business concepts, business initiatives that you expand your revenue base, and you also need to comply to financial regulations, okay? And also enhance a public oversight on public resources. But like when he collects the revenue, put it in a safe if the bank's facilities are far from your institution. So having said that, I just want to invite you, if you have yes.
No, thank you, Chair. I do not have any, other than just to thank you once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The meeting has come to an end, and I withdraw the insurance that was conferred on you. You may travel safely, sir.
Thank you, Chair.
March 2026, Zambia strengthens the foundation of its democracy. The National Assembly officially launches the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, IPST, a center of excellence dedicated to legislative capacity, oversight effectiveness, research, and parliamentary innovation, institutionalizing parliamentary professionalism, empowering parliamentary excellence. Make a date on Monday, 16th March 2026 at Parliament Buildings at 09 hours for the official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training.
My name is Clifford Mundongo. As we all know, 8th March, we always commemorate Women's Day. And so I want to wish all the women out there a happy Women's Day.